What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the morning after. Apologies, trying to adjust my monitor, but hey, man, all I know is built to ask for me. That's all I know. Now, I will say this: I do realize I picked us to lose, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm here to do a job, and I'm here to give you my honest takes, no bias. I didn't think we'd be able to win the ball, and I also said whoever runs the football better in this game will win the game. And as we've seen all season, their front seven is elite until they play Big Brother. Um, and looking at past, looking at Georgia, looking at Florida, looking at Oklahoma, like we just haven't been able to get that run game going. And I wasn't confident in us being able to run the football, and it's very rare when you win a game where you have to throw, like all you do is throw and win games. I mean, you have to have a lights out defense, and I mean, look at y'all, like y'all do throw a lot and y'all struggle in games. It's because you're like failing to establish a run game. Run game opens up so much stuff for your quarterback when you can run play actions, you can run RPOs, you can just run a bunch of different things when you have
Yeah.
a good run game going. So we haven't been able to do that all year, and this was the first time we got over 100 yards by one player, and I think the whole season.
Yeah, that was
Uh,
crazy.
so I was like, okay. Um, but that's ultimately why I thought we weren't going to win this game, just because we weren't going to be able to establish a good run game, just because of how uh, great we thought of their front seven. You thought it was going to be a shootout, and it wasn't. Just because of the way that our DBs have looked, and we've both sides were contained for the most part. It wasn't until really the second half, and that was the other thing. Until the two halves, and I said that in the episode of 54 yards, we're both of our teams are second half teams. Uh, Ours defensively, and theirs just as an overall team. They play a lot better in the second half. They struggle in the first half a lot, and you've seen it in other games before. And they make adjustments in the second half, and they just end up blowing teams out the water. And then with ours, um, we don't get scored on, but people move the ball on us very well in the first half. Not very well, but they're able to move the ball on us. And then the second half is kind of when we lock down, and nobody can really move that ball, or it's short drives and whatnot, good three and outs. But we won the second half, and ultimately that's how we won the game. Um, but yes, I am aware that I did say that we were going to lose, but I said we were going to lose last year and we won. So maybe going on here out, I'm just going to say we're going to lose every time. It's 2-0 when I say it, so why not keep going? You know what I'm saying?
No, 100%. I mean,
So
everything you said is, I agree with, because when we were doing analysis last week, I brought up, whoever turns the ball over that's going to be the main factor. And I thought, Arch playing at home, I thought Marcel Reed has had a lot of moments where he can kind of play sporadic, and I thought he played pretty good for the most part. Like his turnovers at the end of the game, he was trying to make a play happen. Like got down to the red zone, you're trying to score quick because you're down. You throw a pick. You don't see Michael Taft sitting there. You think you have him open. You throw a pick, right? I look at it as like you're trying to make plays, and then the last pick, obviously Kobe Black into the game. You have to throw. Great play by him. I actually was at the game. Real quick, real side thing was I've been to a lot of Texas home games. That was my second night game. The last one I went to is when you guys beat Tech a couple years ago. Uh, that game was pretty electric, but I mean, even like diehard Texas fans who go to every game said that was probably the best atmosphere you guys have had probably since you played West Virginia. I think the Will Greer years with what Emily and Kat were saying, they were saying that's probably like the last time it was loud like that. Because they said even against Georgia, the atmosphere was great and electric, but she said just like how the game was going, like this and that, you kind of just never felt good about it. This game, yes, like they had the lead at halftime, but there were so many Aggies there, you could really feel the hate. I mean, dude, when I got on campus, tailgates everywhere, people everywhere. Like apparently people have been tailgating since 6, Aggies everywhere, Longhorns everywhere.
Jesus.
Dude, it was packed down there. It was lit. So atmosphere was great. I thought that was a big factor in the game. It was loud, bro. It was loud, but also the Aggies were loud. Like in the first quarter, when when they just make that noise, was woo, it was annoying as hell. You already know what noise it is. I'm listening to this and I'm like, man, it sounds like a damn home A&M game here when Texas was on offense. And I was like, damn, it's loud. But I look at the stats and Marcel had like 250 total yards. Arch had around 250 total yards. But the tail of the tape was Arch had a passing touchdown, a rushing touchdown, and then Marcel threw the 2 interceptions. And, that was huge in the game. And then you get Travian Wisner running for 100. Not only did he run for 100 yards, he ran for 155 on 19 carries. And last year he abused A&M. I think last year, because they showed like his
186 or something.
Yeah, but last year he had like 33 carries, right? This year he got 155 on 19 carries, averaging 8.2 yards a carry. Then you throw Arch in there, making some timely scrambles. I mean, he played really well. Played really good at the football. Made some plays, like playmaking ability, like the touchdown to Wingo was straight playmaking.
There's some Aggies trying to talk mess about that. Like, how do you basically saying the throw was bad and he was wide open? And there's,
I mean, he was on the move though.
Yeah,
like, what is he like? Yeah, like yes, it was a great catch by Wingo. Like he did save Arch and then, but end of the day, like, look, he made a play. He gave an opportunity to make a play. Like sometimes your wide receivers got to make the QB right, and that's what he did. And,
I mean, I hope so. After all the ones he drops,
100%. So
he dropped one in this game.
Yeah. But man, y'all looked good. And
that screen. I'm sorry to cut you off, but that's not the first one, but the second screen that we did to him when he almost took off. He tripped him up by his leg. Oh, if he just got past that, he was gone.
Yeah, yeah. So I thought it was a good win, and we'll see how it plays out. Big Tuesday, just to kind of see where everything's gonna land, because obviously we still have conference championship games, but this Tuesday I think you'll kind of understand, like, you're like, okay, like we might have a chance now. Like depending on where they pit you guys, if they pit you guys at like 13 or something, you probably feel good. 12.
I mean, I feel like we should feel good at 14 or 13. But
I agree. Yeah, I agree.
I will say I do want to give a shout out to Kobe Black. I know he was kind of picked on a lot throughout the season. A young guy, having to come in and due to injuries and whatnot, and he played phenomenal this game. He played 33 snaps. That's his second. Or no, that's tied the highest snaps he's played this season, and that was against one of our early games against nobodies. And then Ethan Burke, man, that boy's getting after it, man. He had a hell of a game, senior night for him, and I think he had like 9.5 tackles. He had the ball didn't get batted, but he changed the trajectory of it. Then he blocked the field goal. I think it was him. But shout out him. Shout out Michael Taft, man. Another senior. I mean, what a way to end your career with the pick at DKR to pretty much kind of seal the game. I mean, there's got to be no better feeling than that, right? Like, you grew up loving the Longhorns, grew up down the street from them.
Ethan Burke, doing what they did. both Westlake kids.
Yep.
But yeah, for Taft,
I think the story for Taft more is just a little bit more.
For sure. To come back, make an interception. Obviously, like, he came back to try to win national championship at Texas. It's not out the possibility yet, but obviously it's looking very slim, just because they might not even get into the playoffs. Then let alone you got to go win 4 games in there to do that. But yeah, I mean, it was dope. It was a good atmosphere, and we talked about it all year. If A&M plays a good team, what is it going to look like? The first time they play a team in the top 6 in the SEC, they lose.
Better than their big brother, man. And somebody else put out a tweet as well saying, I mean, this is all hypothetical and whatnot, just because you don't know, but they're saying if A&M played Texas' schedule, they wouldn't be in the playoffs.
Yeah. I mean, it is all hypothetical, but yes.
Sure, but I don't see them beating Ohio State. I don't see them beating Georgia. I don't see them beating y'all.
Yeah.
And then obviously they didn't beat us.
They didn't beat y'all.
So those are just the 4 games right there.
No, for sure. For sure.
Vanderbilt, I don't think they beat Vandy.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll talk about them too, because
Hey, talking about some belt to ass.
they look good, man.
Put some belt to ass. And who beat them?
Y'all beat them and we beat Tennessee. You know what I'm saying?
We beat them and we're not in the playoffs. That's all I know. But no, man, it was a great game, man. I loved it. I mean, we had almost every single phase of the football. The return game was taken out. Just you know, when you have electric turners like both of our teams, because KC is also a dog as well. You just kind of want to stay away from them just because it can get taken to the crib any given moment.
100%. 100%. Yeah,
so
man.
We didn't get to shine on that side, but Arch looked phenomenal. I'm really impressed with how he. I mean, can we say he's a young quarterback?
No. Not when you're 3 years in college, and now that he's played a whole year now, plus 4 or 5, you know, that's kind of.
I'm just impressed on how much he's grown this year at the pace that he's grown. I don't know if it's his uncles telling him some stuff or if it's Sark, but for me, his ability not to run the football and just keep the play open and keep your eyes downfield and keep the play moving forward, even though you had Green in front of you. Like the pass to Ryan Wingo, there was probably, 15 yards in front of him? But no, I mean, because the safety, so basically the safety was up top. He came down because Arch stepped up, which gave Wingo wide open over top. He let him go because he thought Arch was going to run with his legs. But, you know, I feel like majority of other quarterbacks, like, and again, no offense, but like John Mateer's probably taken off in that situation.
Maybe. I mean, he has stood in the pocket.
No, I'm saying when if he was scrambling out like that and like running up and like saw all those yards, I'm gonna say he's gonna run. Just because I'm gonna say he's gonna run. That's just me.
Nah, he no. No. He will throw those. The problem is it gonna be accurate or not? That's the issue.
But
more so than.
You know, and that's just one play, but his ability to step up in the pocket and not run when he does have grass in front of him, I love that aspect about it, knowing that he doesn't have to run every single time he gets a chance. And we honestly don't even do that many other quarterback design runs either. But when we do, they're effective. Like the, 4th and 1 or whatever is 3rd and 1, and we just ran it up the middle with him. There's some other stuff where we ran with him, but I love that aspect of his gameplay right now is just him keeping his eyes downfield, keeping his eyes up, and not looking to run the ball. And then only running when he absolutely has to. And then when he does run, he usually gets about 15 to 20 yards. He had 2 runs where they saved the drive, you know? So love that. Another thing for me is I don't know if you could put one of the youngins into slot, like French, McCutcheon, and I don't know if you're able to put one of those in the slot, but I'm sorry. I just would like for DeAndre Moore not to be out there. Like
Really?
Yeah, I don't know.
Even
man.
after 3 touchdowns against Arkansas?
That's fine, man. Sometimes you just have those games, you know? But, I mean, we're at all the other times, where is he at?
You just don't think he gives you enough juice now? Yeah, I
Especially
agree.
with Emmett Mosley up in there and Wingo up in there. I feel like him and Parker have a little bit of a better connection than DeAndre Moore, but I would rather a youngin be out there than him. But I mean, he's experienced. I get why he's out there. And,
he blocks. He does a lot of dirty work. He's like Jordan Whittington in a way, you know.
But
I think
Jordan was more of a safety blanket than he was.
Yeah, and I also think he's gonna be there another year. You're gonna lean on him. Y'all are pretty young at that position. Like everybody you have playing now is all coming back at receiver. So you know that's something that'll be good to lean on. But yeah, man, I think all in all, you guys take care of business and you guys look good. You're doing it. You know? So on our game, man, you know,
I hate watching.
Yeah, of course you were, man. Of course you were, but
listen, I hate watching.
Listen.
I had to. I mean, if you're in my shoes, you'd be hate watching.
Yeah, but like our coach does, when we lose games, our coach
It's
says,
not even about. It's not
we
even
should have
about our.
we can't
It's
we should have
it's
won the games ahead of us. Then
for
y'all's coach,
sure.
comes lobbing
Absolutely,
on
100%.
TV.
I hate the Florida loss.
There's just
I
different
it's just
kind of coaches, man.
it's just
Some coaches are
seeing y'all
soft, some
lose
aren't.
to a team like that is just. I mean, that's great.
It's still LSU
I'm
though.
sure
The
some.
talent is
Yeah, but I'm sure some of y'all's fans are probably hate watching us and want to see lose against A&M.
yeah.
Just
But at the
that's
end of
what
the
comes with
day,
it.
it comes with it. But listen, LSU is one of the best defenses in the country still. They have one of the best secondaries in the country. I mean, they have literally one guy might win the Thorpe. That's the other corner. And then DJ Pickett was the number one overall corner in the country last year starting. They got good secondary, and defense is really good as well. But I thought our defense can play lights out. I mean, LSU only had 198 yards of offense. The only reason they got points is because we decided to go for it on our own 50. Then able to, you're going to give up some yards in games. So, they gave up a little bit of yards on that drive. They kick a field goal. All right. Then, one drive, we turn it over, almost another pick six. They return it all the way down to like our 20. They get a couple plays and then boom, they score a touchdown. But outside of that, they weren't able to move the football all game. And, we were able to create a couple of turnovers as well. We only created one, I think. We throw a pick first play of the game, or not first play of the game, but early in the game. The ball gets tipped. I'm not really blaming John on that. I mean, the only reason it does get tipped, though, is because of his arm angles and mechanics. So that is his fault in a sense. But the ball got tipped. It's one of those plays where it gets tipped. It finds one of their guys. I got to commend him because he makes a great hustle play to get Perkins out of bounds. And then the following play, Peyton Bowen, that dude's been playing incredible really since Tennessee. I mean, well, really since Tennessee. I mean, he's looking like the 5-star we thought he'd be. Plays the run play well, takes that option away from Van Buren, drops underneath the route behind him, and picks off a ball, makes a great interception just to take points off the board. And then from there, we just kind of stalemate. We have some moments where we hit some explosive plays. We run a couple plays off tackle, get 15 yards of Torrey Blaylock, 20 yards of Torrey Blaylock, then go away from it. We will either run it outside or run it inside. My issue is when we're able to hit big runs, because we had a different working offensive line this week. We started Fabechi Nuewu at center, and Jake Michaela was out with illness. I like this lineup better because I like Fabechi at center. I like Foje, move him inside the guard, have Fasusi on the left tackle, have Simmons at right tackle, and then have Eddie Pierre-Louis at the other guard. I think that's our best lineup far as physicality, far as moving people off the football, far as just overall good offensive line. Michaela, good pass protection, but in the run game, he's a little soft, doesn't move anybody. So I like this. Hopefully this is what we go with in the playoffs. We'll see. Michaela, obviously, it'll be good to get him back just for depth purposes, but I think kind of gotta go with what's gonna work. But all in all, I thought the play calling was good. There was a lot of plays open. There's a lot of times guys were open. I like how we got Kanik open a lot of times. There was times where he was missed. There was times where Deion Burks was missed. Giovanni Gibson was missed. And we even had one play, which I'm not saying it's a touchdown because this is a tight end, but beautiful play call. 3rd and short, run, fake the run to the left. You got Caden Helms leaking in the flat. You got a receiver blocking the corner over there. That's at least a 30-yard play if you complete that. And that's a layup pass. That's not like a hard throw in. Yes, sometimes you got to get bailed out, but the pass was behind Caden Helms. I don't expect a tight end who is just expecting, hey, put this on my shoulder pad, upfield shoulder pad, I catch it and turn around to just oh, this ball's way behind me, to one hand catch it and snag it. And even if he catches that pass, the momentum of that pass might make him fall, and he might just get 2 yards. He might get a first down, and we're either upset that he falls or, it's not completed. So, you just need a more accurate ball there. On the John's other 2 interceptions, he threw one right after an explosive play, like a 20-yard post to Giovanni Gibson, hits him in stride. Beautiful throw. It was 3rd and 14. I was like, all right, that's a great throw. Move the chains. Next play, you're trying to push the ball down the field, try to run this dig behind. The timing's off. The throw was just not there, throws a pick, and that's, where they return it all the way down. He makes another hustle play to get the guy to bounce. And then, we get a stop, right? We get the ball back, drive the ball again down the field, feeling good. It's 3rd and 9, right? We're down 10-3 at this point. You try to throw a fade to Giovanni Gibson. The ball, the throw was not there. Like, throw it out of bounds. You don't need to throw that. Like, don't force it. Throws it, pick. You gotta be smarter in that situation, because, like, yeah, it's 3rd and 9. You want to make a play, you want to give your guy a chance, but you got to realize the situation. Hey, we didn't score here. Let's get the 3. Like, you can't just leave opportunities to score points like that. You can't do that. You can't turn the ball over in those situations. But I like how he came back and responded after that. He was getting booed by the fans. A lot of people in my Discord were upset, talk about Hawkins going in, this and that. And he comes back and responds.
Was it in the Discord or was it on Twitter?
Both. He comes back and, dude, he goes 6 for 9, 145, 2 touchdowns. And he ends up finishing the day with a pretty solid day. If you don't look at the picks. I mean, he threw for 318 against one of the best pass defenses in the country, the second most on them all season outside of Ole Miss when they played them. 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. The first touchdown to Deion Burks, beautiful play call by Arbuckle. Inside tunnel screen, get it to Burks with some space, some blockers in front of him, 45 yards to the house. That is how they should have been using Deion Burks all season. I hate that they try to run these damn screens to Satenya, and then they have Deion Burks blocking on the outside. Like, Deion Burks and Isaiah Satenga, those are dudes that do not need to block. They're fast. They're dynamic with the football in their hands. Just get them the ball in space. Giovanni Gibson and Jermichael Carter and some of the other guys, they're bigger body receivers, more possession type receivers. Those are the guys that need to be blocking for these guys in space. Or even just line up a tight end outside like Kanik or Helms. Like, yes, they might know what's happening, but so what? Like, that's what you need to be doing. Ott actually got in the game, and if they would have handed him the ball off on this play, a zone read concept, bro, I'm not lying. I really think he's dunking his head on the goalpost. He at least gets 5 to 8 yards with the ball's handed off to him. And the way that jump cut looked, if he has the ball right there, he makes that safety move. Dude got fresh legs. They ain't played all year. You better take that 80 yards to the house. But that felt good to see, because I'm like, okay, look, we're down in the game, because he scored. He was in the game on the screen when they threw it to Deion Burks. He was in the game. So I was like, okay, yeah, Xavier Robinson, we didn't see much of him. He's probably hurt. Torrey looked a little bit more healthier than normal, but at least to me, that gave me confidence that, hey, we might see him in the playoffs. And that's also going to get me to my one of my last points is, Barnes. We haven't seen him really since the beginning of the year, because he wanted to redshirt because he was going to transfer out. Now that we're in the playoffs, will we see him now? Because the redshirt won't matter.
Tatum play?
Not sure. He hasn't played all year. I think he's probably transferring too.
You think he'll transfer? Or you think he's going to go straight baseball?
I think he would transfer or go straight baseball. One of the two. I'm not too sure. I could see him even staying. I could see him just redshirting, staying.
How does it work if you redshirt?
Because we're going to lose 2 backs anyways. We're going to lose Barnes and Ott.
If you redshirt in one sport, does it carry to the other sport? No, I would assume not, right? Like, if you redshirted in football, like, once he's done playing 4 years in baseball, like, he's done, but he gets an extra year in football?
I think so, yeah. Okay. I think he can do that. But, I hope he stays, because I think his skill set, I think he could be a very good, 5 carry, 6, 7 carry back, and then get a bunch of touches, in the pass game, in this offense. I think he'd be really good in that. But, dude, if Mateer just completes his passes and is accurate, he could have threw for 400 easy in this game. I mean, he threw for 318. He hits an Isaiah Satenga, best portal pickup for us this year. I mean, the dude makes plays when we need it. He's clutch. It sucks because it feels like he's the only guy we can really lean on, but the dude makes plays not only in the offensive game, but even just in the return game. He had a big return in our game, this game, where he returned it all the way past. I think caught it on our own 20, gets it all the way out on their 40. Those type of plays in games are huge, and he's due, man. Hopefully he can return a punt in the playoffs. That'd be sick. He's due. I feel like he's this close to popping one. But man, yeah, I mean, biggest addition. He has almost 1,000 yards, 949 yards or something like that. So
yeah, he's fast.
yeah.
Just give him the ball. Do you still like your chances in the playoffs? You know, because what's his name? Josh Pate said, you know, Oklahoma has found their identity
Hmm.
as a team, and it's obviously the defense. And it goes again with this week. Like the
Hmm.
identity of y'all's team was defense, just because of the lack of scoring there was.
Yeah.
Um, with the inability to score the ball, do you like your chances in the playoffs still?
Yeah, I do. Because
Knowing
I
that you're
think,
going to face defenses not as good as y'all's unless y'all play Ohio State, but, you know, good enough. Defense is better than what you've played, I would say.
no, I would say that's false
Well,
because
besides
I
like
would
Texas, and
even
because you can play
everyone.
Alabama again, so that's what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah, I
and
would say everyone. LSU,
yeah,
their defense is one of the best in the country. Missouri's is up there. Auburn's is up there. Michigan's
that's
is up
true.
there. Y'all
Not this weekend.
obviously, yeah, y'all obviously. So I would say like going into the playoffs, and like this is like the benefit of playing in the SEC that we get. Like going into the playoffs, we're really not going to see anything that's going to be like, oh my god, like this is a crazy team. You know, maybe Ohio State, but even like this week early in the first half, like Michigan was getting some stuff on them. Like we'll get to that game, but you know they didn't look like invincible. You know what I'm saying? They didn't look like they couldn't be beat. And I look at it as like, okay, like we've already played really good defenses. We've already played really good offenses. Ty Simpson threw for 122 against Auburn. Like, yes, he threw for 3 touchdowns, but like this is just kind of like the level in the SEC. You're gonna have games where players don't play as well because the defenses are just so good. And I look at it, I'm like, hey, even with John Mateer throwing for 3 picks, he still threw for 318 against one of the best defenses in the country in the secondary. And if he hits guys that are literally wide open, we could have broke that game open. He could have thrown for 400, maybe 450, and we could have put up, 35 points, 40 points. And everyone's talking a lot differently. Because I think a lot of those interceptions weren't even forced, besides maybe the tip of the line of scrimmage. They're all just self-inflicted interceptions. And if we can just get the material we had against Bama, against Tennessee, against South Carolina, to where it's just serviceable and like he makes
Yeah.
plays, he doesn't turn the ball over. I feel good about everyone we play against because the defense is going to give us a chance. If we can get to the material early in the year before he broke the thumb, and where we were averaging 26 points a game, this or that, 27, 28, I feel great about our chances in the playoffs. Now it's just, can we get to that? But I do think the 3 weeks, because a lot of teams are going to get 2 weeks. The teams that are playing in conference championships, I think the 3 weeks for us and not getting a bye, because like, yes, the bye is good because you don't have to play a game, you play less games. But I do think playing in the playoffs is kind of an advantage for teams because you kind of get your footing, you kind of get that confidence, especially if you win. Like, and you've already kind of been through like this super high pressure, stressful situation. I think a lot of these teams in the conference championship, outside of, a few that know they have to win unless they don't get in. I'm not saying they're content, they're comfortable. You want to win your conference, but you're human. You're right. You're like, okay, I'm going anyway. Like we lose it sucks, whatever, but we can still go to the playoff. Um, I think the way we've been playing all year, I mean, we've been in the playoffs since we lost to Ole Miss, technically. Like we had to win out, and that's what we did. And I think, getting the 3 weeks is going to be huge, bro. I really do. Like I think a lot of people are going to get healthy, especially at the running back position. And I think it'd be good for John. I think it'd be good to have some time to really prepare for an opponent and kind of reset the mental, and like he can get healthier as well. And then, even just going into next year, I think next year I expect him to take a big leap because, I think a mental reset will be good for him. He won't have a full workload of classes, and I think the team and Nagy knows that. And for me, the only thing I'll need them to really do is they got to go all in at the skill positions and get him some more guys, instead of, just a bunch of like good players. No one just like truly elite, like no alphas. Like go get you a CD Lamb, like go get you someone like that. Because the team is going to be good enough to win it next year. And I even say the same thing for Texas.
Why are you
Like,
saying that when you already got Cam Coleman?
We don't got him yet, bro.
Okay.
I don't know. Hey, listen, bro. You better hold on to that football, man.
Hey, nah, he did that on as a, hey, I'm gonna be playing with y'all next season, so here, y'all just take it.
My thing with Cam Coleman is there's gonna be a lot of suitors, and I just don't know if Oklahoma is gonna get to the point where, dude, the A&M gonna come in there. He's gonna go to A&M.
He's gonna go to Bama.
Hey, word on the street is Ryan Williams might be out of there too.
Where would he go?
Ohio State. Imagine.
There's no way.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, they haven't been using him right, but I also look at it as like Jermani Bernard is a senior. He'll be the guy next year. Like,
still having a good year. What's his name?
Hey, Horton is pretty good. And Brooks, the freshman, 17. And you know someone else who looked good too was that back number 4, that big ass running back. He looked good. Yeah. But yeah, man. Enough on us. We'll see what happens. Yeah, it's gonna be.
I know you were sweating though,
bro. What? I really couldn't even cheer when they threw that touchdown to Isaiah. I was just like, bro.
When we beat Kentucky and Mississippi State, I was just like this on my chair, just.
You know, it's crazy. We won the game, and like after we won the game, I was still like mad and pissed off because like, yeah, I was happy we were in the playoffs, but I was like, it just pissed me off. It doesn't
feel like a win.
No, it feels like we played like shit, which not defensively. Like defense is fine
as a team.
Like, team, though, like, and it's more so frustrating because of how good the defense is, and I really just don't want them to be wasted. Like, I just don't want this defensive unit to get wasted.
I feel 3 years in a row.
Because the offense is being average, or not even average, bro. If the offense is average, like that is fine.
I feel 3 years in a row.
Yeah, we just need to be average. So.
Against Washington, we wasted it. Against Ohio State, we wasted it. This year, we wasted it. Like. Come on, man.
100%. 100%.
But let's see what we got on the dock.
Yeah, we got, really, because the games this week,
No, it's for last week. Start off with Navy, Memphis.
Yeah.
Navy took care of business. They won. They unfortunately will not be in the conference championship.
Mm-hmm.
And Memphis coach is gone as well. He's at Arkansas, which Arkansas beat them this year, right?
Yeah.
Thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
But
no, they beat Arkansas this year. Yeah.
Oh, they beat Arkansas.
Memphis beat Arkansas.
I remember it was like a close game and whatnot.
Yeah.
But Navy will not be in the college football playoff either. Which it would have been cool to just see like one of the academy schools get in, but unfortunately. That did not happen. But that game was actually on Thanksgiving. I was watching a little bit after my Cowboys got that victory against the Chiefs. Yes, sir. And, yeah, man. It's Navy kind of controlled. And then Friday, 11 a.m., bright and early. Yeah, the Egg Bowl, man. It was close until it wasn't. Mississippi State kind of hung around for a little bit. And then Ole Miss just did Ole Miss things. They ran away with it. And
100%. I thought that QB that Mississippi State played was pretty good.
Why did they play him?
Maybe they just feel like that's just their future. I don't know.
National Shaping anymore.
I don't know. Maybe they just felt like he gave them a chance, to.
I don't think Shaping was hurt, and he was on the sideline with his helmet on. So like.
I just think he got benched. I just think he just lost flat out, So.
But, no, Ole Miss looked good. As of today, Lane Kiffin is at LSU and will not be coaching them in the college football playoff. And it seems majority of his staff is kind of gone with them, right?
Yeah, Charlie Weiss left. They think they're going to retain what's his name at
they retained the DC.
LSU. Yeah, LSU. They're going to retain Blake Baker, which well deserved. The defensive unit. We just played them.
Well, very good. Ole Miss also retained their DC, which is also their head coach permanently
now. Yeah.
Which you upgraded if you're Lane Kiffin.
100%. Yeah, and it's just tough, man. I look at it as like, I think a lot of people are going to call Lane a snake, this and that. And listen. I know like it happened with us with Lincoln Riley, but I think the situations are completely different because, Lane is in the playoff, and he also has an opportunity. Like, yes, it is. He's in the playoff at Ole Miss. He built it up, but like, I think the coach would know. Hey, I know what my ceiling is at Ole Miss. Like, I have this opportunity to go to LSU. I have to take it. I don't know if this is going to come around again, and then I don't want to be stuck at Ole Miss at a school that isn't going to commit the resources to me financially like LSU will, or even have the recruiting like LSU will. And I think he knew that and realized that, but he was put in a tough spot because of this stupid calendar that we have, and he had to make a decision. And he was kind of forced really by, I don't even think he was forced by LSU, to be honest.
What's Ole Miss?
I think LSU was fine with him coaching through the playoffs and then taking him up after that. I think they should. Like, the only reason I think he would have stayed at Ole Miss is if he would have just won the national title at Ole Miss, and then that would have maybe changed things. But I didn't think they were going to do that this year at Ole Miss, regardless. And now I'm like, okay, Ole Miss, they're in the playoff, right? But do they just screw themselves by forcing Lane's hand and also not allowing him, which I get, like, you got to have a spine. Like, you can't like have the head coach of LSU coaching his playoff team when he's probably going to take most of this roster and recruits with him to LSU, just for, you guys have success in the playoffs.
Yeah,
so I
but
understand.
He's the reason they're there, though.
I get, yeah, I agree, but also understand the school. I understand both parties. I understand the school and them, but then it got real messy. Lane's saying, hey, if you don't come with me to LSU, you're not going to have a job, talking about his current staff. I mean, we're already seeing a flood of decommits from Ole Miss.
And as we started the topic, he already took a picture with the number 2 prospect in the 2026 class at the Ole Miss office.
Yeah, I agree. So it's not looking promising, man. And it's tough. And I feel for them because they're going to play next year. They're a rival. They play every year. And man, I cannot, like, and as fast as the season flown by, look at the first news drama that we're having. The first,
y'all gotta go to LSU. So do we.
I don't think we don't play them next year.
I thought they're one of y'all's yearly games.
Our yearly game is Ole Miss, Missouri, and y'all.
I'm thinking of Ole Miss.
Yeah. So we'll play Ole Miss, which I'm happy. Hey, they're from. Hey. Because listen, Ole Miss is good right now, but somebody was like, some fan on Twitter was like, hey, we need to go back to the navy blue and no more powder blue, no more sip. And then somebody commented and was like, do you understand how much that put us back? Like, we have to lean into the fun. We have to lean into the jerseys. We have to lean into the lingo that Lane brought, because if we don't, you want to be 6-6 and 7-5 like we were the last 30 years. Like, that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And I believe that's what's going to happen regardless, because I just don't see them. Like, it's just hard. Like, they've been good twice, right, in our lifetime, like to where they were nationally relevant. That was with Lane, and that was with Hugh Freeze.
They were cheating.
And they were cheating to do that. And now, we'll see if they can find a coach. But I just look like, and listen, they're put in a bad spot. They have to hire the DC because they have to keep the roster together. They have to keep the team together, play in the playoffs. Do I think that's who they should keep? Absolutely not. I think they should go try to get a Dan Mullen or someone like that who is coaching the SEC, can probably be more, I think, just create more stability at the program and be okay with that. I don't think they're going to find another Lane Kiffin caliber coach unless they just get one of these up and coming G5 coaches and he's just good. Like, I don't think they're going to, like, Ole Miss isn't a job like that that's going to go
James Madison coach.
Yeah, but even then it's like, well, actually, there's some rumblings that Penn State could be going after someone else now. So,
Lincoln Riley,
Heupel.
Oh, I saw Heupel too.
Yeah,
which
we just lost a decommitment.
I don't know if I want that if I'm Penn State. Like, that's not a Penn State coach to me.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Like, what's his name? The Giants head coach. Can't remember his name right now. DeBall. Like, that's a Penn State coach to me. And he's played in the SEC. He was at Bama. Like, he knows the college world.
Yeah.
Like, that's a Penn State coach to me. And he's a defensive guy. So, like,
I agree.
I don't know. I feel like I ought to get him. But, yeah, man, Ole Miss wins. We'll see what happens. The committee did say earlier in this year that they would not punish Ole Miss if he left.
Mm-hmm.
We will see, especially with him taking his staff.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know how that goes. But another fun one, 2:30 on Friday, was Georgia at Georgia Tech. It was a close game. I thought this game was at Georgia Tech, but are they now doing it in the Mercedes-Benz Forever?
Yeah, they just started that. Last
okay.
year they were in Athens. The year before they were in Atlanta, but at Georgia Tech. Yeah, they just started that. That's cool, I guess. But
They're trying to be like us, man. Not everybody can be like us. You know
I don't get it. Like, just play it home and away.
Yeah.
Like, there's no really reason to make it. Dude, it's just because the suits want to be involved in the sport. They want to be involved in the sport. But listen, I mean, hey, I didn't really watch too much of this game.
It was a good one
because it came on at 2:30, right?
Yeah, it came on at 2:30.
Yeah, and I was already. I think I was already. Yeah, I left at like 2:45 to get down there.
Yeah, it was a good one though. It was very back and forth. At the end of the game, it looked like Kirby was relieved that the game was over.
100%.
It was that much of a battle.
100% stressful one for him.
Yeah, it was. Let me look at because they couldn't really run the ball.
No, the stat line wasn't great for.
No, they couldn't really run the ball at all.
Yeah.
So like either team.
Yeah.
But Georgia was able to run it in certain situations, which is why they won the game.
100%.
But no, it was a great back and forth game. It was like last year's back and forth game, but this year was defensively instead of offensively.
Very valid, very valid. Which is interesting because Georgia Tech couldn't stop a nosebleed. So I'm like, did Georgia just feel like they could just beat them without showing much and just kind of just do what they did and just escape the game?
They definitely struggled.
Or did they actually struggle?
They definitely struggled. I mean,
no, yeah.
Gunner won 11 for 21 on 70 yards. You're throwing 21 passes. In college, you're having close to 200, if not 250.
Mm-hmm.
With that school, a school that like that at Georgia.
Yeah.
So.
No, I agree.
But no, it's definitely a good one. And then, man, little bro came into town, took care of business.
Yeah. You guys put it on him.
That Heisman talk, done. That SEC championship talk, done. That Natty talk, done.
They're still in the playoffs. So
they're still in the playoffs.
It's not done
that
yet.
Natty talk is done. Trust me.
It's not done. It's not done yet.
Who are they projected to play the first round? I'd say if they win or not.
They said SMU. They'd beat SMU, but that was before SMU lost. So I don't know what it's looking like now.
Any team, a big name team, they are beating them. Oregon's beating them. Georgia's beating them. Bama's beating them. Oklahoma's beating them. Ohio State's beating them. Indiana's beating them. That's 6 teams already.
Yeah, we'll see.
Vandy would beat them. I'm going to say Vandy's in.
You think they're making it?
I don't see how they couldn't.
I mean, they I don't know. BYU wins. They need BYU to lose.
Bro, we need to stop.
So, you know what I'm saying? Because BYU wins, like they're going to go and Tech will still go, I think. So I'm like.
You think Tech does it on purpose? You think good old Yorkman is like, hey, we need more people out there. You know, I'll give you a little bonus.
Tech,
you know they're butt buddies.
We got Cody Campbell, man. We don't need you, man.
You know they're butt buddies, man.
We'll go independent. They'll go to the SEC.
But yeah.
Listen. Go ahead. Yeah, they took care of business. I mean, it's A&M took care of business, or not A&M, Texas took care of business. But that brings us on to the Friday slate. I mean, Saturday slate. I told you about Miami, bro.
I'm still not convinced.
I texted Carlos. I told him, had to let him know. I told him that about A&M and Texas, and I told him about this game. Listen.
I'm not convinced.
That boy Carson Beck. I tried to tell you.
It's not even Carson Beck. Hold on. Let's stop that. No.
Carson Beck.
No. Who is it?
Mm-hmm. It's Carson Beck.
No, it's not. Who is it?
He's got to throw the football. Is he not throwing the ball?
Who's getting them the yards after he catches it?
Hey, 23 for 29, 3 tuds.
Who's catching the ball? How many of those receptions went to the other guy?
I think Malachi Tony had 10 catches.
No, I think he might have. I thought it was more.
Let me see.
I thought it was more.
He had 13 catches.
Bro.
13 of Carson Beck's 26 completions. Half of his
completions
were to Malachi Tony.
100.
Dude,
man, bro. True freshman.
Dude's a stud, man. True freshman. I'm sure Miami will be backing up the Brinks trip to keep him around.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, he's a baller. He's gonna be one of the most dynamic players in the country. We'll see if Miami can get him a quarterback next year because they've been an interesting team. Like they have not like.
You don't think Sellers goes?
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
So you think they're the new Notre Dame? Because that's what Notre Dame doesn't
until this year.
Until
like
this
CJ
year,
Carr was a
but all the years past, it's like let's get one.
I agree. Let's get one. That's what I'm saying. That's what's interesting. It's like, do they just think that? Do they just plug? Are they just going to keep plugging and playing? Because I mean, they could do that when you have the money they have and stuff. But I do think there's something dope about like a QB being in the school for a long time and playing a long time. I think most of the teams that win championships are like that. You know, and they like sit around, they kind of wait their turn. I mean, look at Dante Moore, look at Julian Sand, look at Arch, look at obviously Mateer is a transfer guy, but like we're probably gonna get 2 years with him. And even like
but it's never with them because he transferred up.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, but Cam Ward transferred up, but it was only for a year.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, I don't know. They're interesting because they do that a lot. But you know, Pitt is knocked out of the playoff race and also the ACC title race.
So that brings in Duke.
That brings in Duke because you know SMU lost to Cal, so now Duke is going to play Virginia, and that makes it interesting because Miami is clearly the better team, the best team in the ACC. They actually only have 2 losses, but according to tiebreakers, Duke is going to go play in the championship game, and it is not impossible that Duke would beat Virginia. Like that definitely can happen, and if it does happen. The spread right now for that game is 2.5 Virginia. Like they're already telling you it's going to be a tight one. And
it's who Miami lost to. Louisville looked promising and then they just shit the bed. So that loss doesn't look that good anymore. And then same with SMU. SMU looked promising and then they just shit the bed. And then that that loss doesn't look that. I mean, they still have 2 losses in conference. They're still ranked ahead of Miami. But, I don't know. He went on the road and he couldn't get it done. And it was, later in the season as well. So that's the same weekend. That was the Vanderbilt weekend. That was November 1st. So, I don't know.
Yeah. It's, hey, man, listen. It's tough. It's tough.
I would love to see Duke win.
It's tough out here. Oh, 100%. It's going to ruin everything.
Absolutely.
You'd have 2 G5 teams in the playoff, probably, if they win. Take care of business. So,
do you think they would only bring in 1?
No.
And that would be the conference champion, and that's the only one, or you still bring in 2? I do think they would bring in JMU over Tulane or whoever the highest is.
They bring in JMU and then UNT.
Or UNT?
No, UNT is 11-1. I'm pretty sure.
But do you think they would? That's what I'm saying. Do you think they would only bring in 1? And that's how there's no way they bring in 2 Group of 5s, bro. There's just no way.
Yes, bro. Yes, they would. Duke is literally not ranked.
Why would you bring in 2 Group of 5 teams when you have Miami who's better, Vandy who's better, Texas is better?
Well, because you got to realize why they
Utah's better. BYU is better. This is why. We already don't want to see 1. So why would you bring in 2?
But
I understand why.
They have to.
They have to. Well, they don't have to because they go back on the board a lot.
No, they have to. The reason why is because it's the 4 highest ranked conference champions. If Duke were to win, it would be Tech, assumingly the SEC champion, and then the Big Ten champion, and then
the
SEC.
G5. The SEC.
No, I already said that. SEC, Big Ten, and Big 12. The ACC is gone.
I would much rather see Duke than both of those teams.
I don't know. They're not good, bro. Because Duke can't even win. They lost at a conference. They got skull-jerked by Illinois by 29. They lost to Tulane. They lost to G5 teams. They lost to Tulane and UConn. So I don't know, but you would have those 3, right? And then you would have in the highest ranked next conference champion. That's not the ACC champion if Duke wins. That's probably JMU or UNT. So boom, that's 4. Then you're going to get in that G5 spot, which will be JMU or UNT. So then they'd have to. Boom, you put them in, and then
Do you think they actually will? Do you think they'll just be like, okay,
if
this is
that
our
happens,
group?
yes.
This is our group of 5 team, which is also our champion. So they're just going to be at 4. So that brings in a spot for somebody else
And
to
I
come
hope
in.
they do. And I hope they do. So they get blown out. And then when they finally go and adjust this for the last time, hopefully, then they're like, okay, 16. This is the solution to fix all this bullshit. 16 teams,
I'm
no
fine with the
auto
12.
qualifiers. Regardless, they're going to go up to 16 because there's just money. That's what they're going to do. 16 teams, no auto qualifying bids. And if there is, because I think they don't even need to use those, because I think the rankings are already going to be biased towards the SEC and Big Ten, so like they are now. So I don't even think you need auto qualifying bids for the first 4 or whatever, because the SEC and Big Ten teams are already going to be ranked in like the top 6 anyway when they do the polls, because that's just people are just going to value those conference teams more. So you're not going to do that. So that allows actual teams who are good in the G5, like a Boise State last year or like a Cincinnati years ago, that it's like, hey, if you're actually a good team, we're not going to have an issue with it because you're probably going to be ranked in the top 12 or top 16 if you're actually good.
Yeah.
So you'll get in.
Well, that's why I say they just need to do it like every other sport.
Yeah.
To where a conference champion is an auto bid. You're not
that's
getting
what it should be.
You're not getting a first 4 or whatever. Like that just means you're in. That's it. It don't matter where you fall. They just need to do that, and that's it. And
100%.
that I think it should just be the 4 conferences, not 5. And if ACC sucks, they suck. But I think it should just be those, and that just the ACC would be at 16 probably.
Yeah, I agree, and that's what they should do. And then I think there needs to be a round robin at a conference game that's going to be played between the conferences, because they're going to go to these non-conference schedules. We already see teams are upset about, scheduling teams, not calling Texas out or anything, but I'm just saying, like,
well, I was going to ask you, are they allowed to be like, hey, hold on, never mind, we don't want to play these games anymore?
Depends on what Ohio State says.
No, to the schools, because we already have our schedules and we already have great teams that we're playing already.
Yeah, I think there's just too much in play to just cancel these games.
That's what I'm saying.
Like we were supposed to play Georgia last year, but we canceled it because of that, because we moved to the SEC or something like that. Like that's why we didn't play the game, because it wouldn't have counted. It'd been weird. So
because we have Notre Dame come in, we have Ohio State come in, we have
we go to Michigan next year.
Michigan coming, I think
the year after that we play somebody.
So we have some tough opponents still coming up.
Yeah, and I look at it, I'm like, okay, I think if you want to keep these games if you want to keep teams playing these games, because at the end of the day, these games are very important to the season. Like, it kicks off the season, you have hype, you have like national big time teams playing yearly, you have big matchups yearly, you can kind of gauge who's actually good and who's not early. I think the games are important. If you want to keep them important, especially with us going to 9 conference games instead of 8, where we're already in a gauntlet as it is in the SEC, you make every single Power 4 team do a round robin schedule to where week 2 of the year, Big 12 plays ACC, and you do it as
like basketball.
Do it as like where teams finished last year and have them play. So the worst teams in the ACC and Big 12 are going to play each other, and the best teams are going to play each other. Same thing for the Big 10 and SEC. And then you alternate. Maybe the next year we play Big 12 and then ACC. And then you could do it like that to where you're going to get a good out of conference test, and it's going to be a good matchup, like for optics wise. And if everyone's doing it, then it won't count, I think, against it won't hurt everybody. Like, it's like, okay, like, yeah, we lost this game. We're going in our 9-conference schedule. We're going to go 9-3 or 10-2. Like, that's what it is. But if everyone's doing that, it will be fair, because it's like, yeah, like, because like everyone's going to complain. They're going to be like, oh, Baylor played, Florida State, right? Like or Virginia Tech, like that. They would be like, oh, they played each other. But I'm like, yeah, they did. But that's where they were last year. So that's why that matchup was played. As far as like, this year kind of made sense, right? Like y'all played Ohio State. Y'all were y'all went to the SEC championship last year, we played Michigan, who was kind of like, they were better than us last year, but we were kind of like on the same level, right? So like this year we'd probably play like a Oregon or like a, whoever, right? Next year they were to do this. So I think that'd be a good idea. And I feel like it's an easy fix. And I feel like it keeps everyone entertained. I feel like the big money is still going to be there because now you can like plan it. Like you could be like, we know like, oh, week 2 of every year, we're going to see these big ass Power 4 conference class matchups. Like, oh my God, like we're playing like Carlos, we're playing the Big Ten this year. Oh, bro, we're about to play the ACC this year. Like that'd be cool, So I think hopefully I feel like they should do something like this. I feel like we've been suggesting this for a while, and I don't think it'd be hard to do.
No, I also don't think. I don't know, man. I feel like, and this is just going forward, not because Texas is in where they're in. I've already said we don't. Even though, let me preface this with this. Even though we are playing some of the best football right now, and I think we can compete with anybody right now, we've been too inconsistent throughout the season, and that's the issue. Like barely beating Kentucky, barely beating Mississippi State, losing to Florida, and then looking how we looked against Vandy and looking like how we looked against A&M. Like it's just been too much up and down. But at this moment in time, I personally do think we're one of the 12 best teams, if not a top 6 team, the way that we're playing. Now, with anybody else that is like that has 3 losses, I feel like with the conference that we play in, losses shouldn't matter. Obviously, if it's like a crazy amount, that's a little bit different. But like 3 losses, like that shouldn't matter because what we have to play week in and week out. Like no other conference in the country is doing what we have to do. Go look at Indiana's schedule. Go look at Ohio State's schedule. The hardest one was probably Oregon. But even then, all the games in between, look who they're playing. I'm sorry, but I personally believe Mississippi State, Kentucky, Florida, Arkansas, who else we got in there? Just the lower half of the teams are going to compete in other conferences. They might not win them, but they're going to compete. They're going to have games. They're not going to look how they looked in the SEC. So I feel like that has to be taken into a fact. Like, sure, Florida's 3 and whatever, 3 and 8, 3 and 9. No, 4. They just won a game. They beat Florida State. Florida would probably compete for an ACC title. And
Mississippi State might have won it this year.
And I'm not going to say they would have competed for a Big 12 title, but I think they would have been maybe up there just because Tech is good.
Hey, if they actually play everyone like they did against Texas and everyone's healthy and they're talented.
Everybody plays their best against us, man. That's for y'all too. Like everybody just plays. I don't know why. What is it about us the way everybody just gets to play? What is it?
Because it's a big time program. That's what happens.
God,
I mean, look, same thing with Florida State. Like an ACC, like everyone plays Florida State.
How many times did those announcers say this is the best Georgia's looked all year when they played Texas?
Well, that's just because hey, don't mess with Kirby State, man.
And then
he had to prove a point.
Florida ain't looked like that since then.
Well, they also the guys just have, they've kind of mailed it in on the year. They're like, oh,
I'm just like, all right, dude.
And honestly, we'll see what happens with Florida because they hired Summerall and, dude, I like that hire. He's from the Lanning and Kirby Smart tree.
Yep.
Great defensive coach. And they haven't really ever since
Florida that quarterback. Coach, so
they never have hired they didn't lose any recruits really. And then
they all stayed.
Yeah, and then you look at the roster, it's like, that roster is crazy. Ball's coming back, Lagway's coming back. They got the receivers. I mean, yeah, Ball might test the NFL. I wouldn't blame him. I mean, he's damn good, but there's
Dallas
something
Wilson,
there. They're cooking. Dallas Wilson, Eugene, bro, they got some guys.
How does on 450K son? 1 year? Good. All right.
This guy.
Welcome to Texas.
But listen, we'll see what happens there. But yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying. Like, there's just teams that aren't as good, and I think people just have to look at stuff objectively. Like, we have some friends that lobby for BYU, and it's like, bro, when you watch them on paper, they are just not that good.
They're
like
not.
that.
You got a
They're
quarterback wearing 47, bro. It's a
they are
disgrace
a
of
good
the
football
position of the
team,
sport.
but they are not a great team, and they are not a playoff caliber team. I think I think BYU would literally be an underdog against everyone in the playoffs outside the G5 teams.
And ACC. I don't think the ACC is good at all.
I think Virginia and them would be a tight spread.
It would be close.
I
don't think it would be underdog.
I think that's
but I think their defense is too good for Virginia.
I think that's like a 4.5, 3.5, maybe BYU. We need to get a model. If anybody got a model for us, give us one. We want one for next year because I want to be able to plug into our own model and pull up some numbers and some hypotheticals.
So, yeah, man, that's just my gripe with it is, yeah, we have 3 losses. Either way, the committee's going to be wrong. However you look at it, the committee's going to be wrong with Texas.
I mean,
unfortunately, how it is.
Too.
And unfortunately, how it is, the committee is going to be wrong either way. But win your games.
I think, the thing is, I mean, hey, Notre Dame lost to Miami. Miami feels like they won their games. Are they going to get their chance? I mean, they should. If head-to-head matters like it does, they should.
They've already said head-to-head doesn't matter. They said it without saying it.
The committee is just, because I think they were thinking Miami was just going to lose and they were hoping to take care of itself. But now that they're now that they're getting down to Selection Sunday and they have these same resumes and one team has beat them, literally, you cannot do that. Like, it would just completely be the most backwards thing to do because the resumes are very comparable. Like, I look at, like, yes, Notre Dame has 2 losses to 2 playoff teams, so like that's technically better. But I think that gets offset because Miami beat them. So that's where I'm just like, okay, like what's going to matter more? Like you can't, and I'm just tired of people getting rewarded for close loss. Like they lost close. Like, no, bro, like a win is better than a loss. Like 100%. Even though Texas lost to Florida,
I'll read this.
Bad loss.
I'll read this.
Texas's wins are better than that.
I'll read this. Texas lost 3 times. They're an inconsistent and imperfect football team that doesn't deserve to be in the playoffs for those reasons. Texas also won 3 times versus top 10 opponents. They're clearly talented enough to be anyone, and they do deserve to be in the playoff for those reasons. Both things are true. The situation is unique, and the committee is technically wrong either way.
Yeah. I agree.
Like no other team in the country has the resume that we have, and we have the 8th hardest strength schedule.
Yeah, I agree. You know, and like it helps that we won, Vandy won. Like it kind of like, yes, you wanted us to lose, but it kind of does still help like y'all's resume though that we did win. So it was kind of like a win-win situation for y'all. It's like if they lose, we beat them. They're ahead of us. It helps us get in. If they win, like we still might get in because we have good wins now, like even better wins now.
Yeah.
And like literally all 3 of us, well, outside of Vandy, are in the top 10.
I don't know, man. I can see Vandy going into the top 10, man. They're good, man. They deserve to be in there. I think they'll compete with a lot of people.
Well, yeah, they would compete because they competed in the SEC. That would be my argument. It's like people are like, oh, it's so. I'm like, no, bro. Vanderbilt won 10 games in the SEC. They are a playoff team. They can compete. Like they can compete with anyone in the country. You win 10 games in the SEC, you can compete with anyone in the country. Like that's just, and like you could probably say that about the Big Ten, but the Big Ten still isn't as deep as the SEC. You know,
no, it's like 4 teams, 5 teams, and then it's a drastic drop off.
Then the middle, it's just the middle of the pack. Is this the bunch of teams that are just okay, that are average. You have a couple slightly above averages like an Iowa there here, or like these Illinois that pop out,
3, 4, 5,
or a Northwestern when they're randomly good.
So,
but it's really just USC, Michigan, Oregon, Indiana, Ohio State, and Penn State.
I'm actually gonna take Indiana out of that, just for the fact that it's only been 2 seasons. That's what I'm gonna base it off of.
Yeah,
okay?
I would, but they are
no. I understand that, but like just as a general, just thinking about the Big Ten, you don't think Indiana just because it's these 2 seasons, but. Ohio State, I know they just got in there, but they've been great in the past. Oregon, same thing with USC. You can probably go both sides with this one, just because USC has been dormant for many years, and they can't win the big games either. And then Michigan.
Yep.
Iowa's Iowa, bro. You know what you're gonna get out of them. They're a middle
You
of the
do.
road team. They're
You're
gonna
gonna get an
compete, but they're gonna
win team.
lose. Washington, up and down. You can get a great season out of them. You can get a horrible season out of them. Illinois. Who the hell is Illinois? Minnesota. Again, you know what you got out of them. A team that's just gonna run the football and play a good defense. Nebraska. You really don't know what you're gonna get out of Nebraska. They're in the same situation with USC. They've been dormant for many years. Yeah, they used to be dominant, but still dormant. Northwestern. They've had upsets here and there, but overall, they're not that great of a team. UCLA, same thing. Penn State. Penn State had one bad year, so they're going to be up there and being dominant. So we'll replace them with Indiana, so there's 5. Rutgers. That's Rutgers, bro. Wisconsin. All they're known for is good running backs. Michigan. Michigan State went to the playoffs, so I guess you can give them something. But Maryland and Purdue, like those teams, like once you get to that 5, that 6, it's a drastic drop off.
Yeah, I agree. It's not. It is not. Yeah, it's a tough one, man. Like it's really just that it's just hard because everyone's like it's hypothetical, but it is true. You look at the NFL draft, SEC.
Like,
you look at the recruiting rankings, SEC. That's just it's the best league.
Really, the only team, maybe 2 teams. You can correct me if I'm wrong because my memory doesn't, serve me that far. But really, the only team in the SEC that you can really say that about is Vanderbilt, and the other team was maybe Kentucky.
As far as what?
Just a complete drop off.
Yeah, but even now, it's like Vandy's kind of.
Well, I'm not going to count Vandy because I didn't count Indiana. So saying
for sure
those would be the only 2 teams. And you can correct me if I'm wrong about Kentucky because I really don't remember. I don't think Kentucky's ever really been like that. Maybe with Will Levis one time, but
they had a 10-win season once. It was when they had that good running back.
But Bama's been to the Natty. Georgia's been to the Natty. Ole Miss, yeah, they haven't been to an SEC championship or the Natty, but they're still Ole Miss. Their problem is they just couldn't win the big games. Say what you say about A&M, they're still going to compete with anybody in the nation. They might lose, but they're still going to compete with anybody in the nation. Texas, we've been to a Natty in our lifetime. Oklahoma's been to a Natty in our lifetime. Missouri's been to the SEC championship. Tennessee's always been Tennessee. LSU's been to a Natty. Florida's been to a Natty. Auburn's been to a Natty. Mississippi State was decent. South Carolina's been decent.
Yep.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 teams been to a Natty in our lifetime. The Big Ten, 2.
Yeah, literally 2. And I'm even looking at recruiting. Like they recruit
3.
well.
I guess Oregon.
But I'm looking at bottom feeder teams in the SEC. Kentucky, highest ranking recruiting class was 14 in 2022. There's still times where they're getting a top 15 class, top 25 class. Who was the worst team in the Big Ten? We'd say probably Purdue, right? So Purdue, highest ranking recruiting class, football.
And they have a chance to be good. They had Drew Brees. If he can just is he there?
I don't know if he's there. I thought he was there as some kind of.
That's what I thought too.
The last 5 years, last year, Purdue's recruiting class was 98th in the country, or 64th. My bad. Overall ranking, composite ranking though 86. So if they didn't have a top 50 transfer class, they would have been literally 86. If I even go back 5 years of Purdue, let's see, I'm on 247. So if you guys want to. Get 32. They're not recruiting well. So it's
I guess we'll just say this because you're only as good as your weakest link. I guess we could say. Yeah, sure, I'm gonna say the SEC is the deepest, but Vanderbilt versus Purdue, just throughout the years, who do you think would win that?
Mm.
I'm asking you.
What'd you say? Sorry, read that again. Sorry,
Vanderbilt versus
Mm.
Purdue throughout the years, who do you think wins that?
Vanderbilt. I mean, Purdue has had some good players, right? But I just look at Vandy. I just look at what they have to go through every year, the way they have to build their teams. I just think they would have more athleticism, more speed, more talent in general. Because, like, yeah, it's the SEC. Like, Vandy's a good school, right? But I think you're going to want more talent. You're going to have really smart guys who want to play in the SEC, who think they can play in the SEC, who are maybe talented enough to play in the SEC, who are going to just take a chance to go to Vanderbilt. And now it's cool to go to Vanderbilt. You're in
They got a
Nashville.
5-star quarterback.
They're about to flip Jared Curtis. Not only is he a 5-star
5-star
quarterback,
plus.
he's the number 1 overall recruit in this class, and he's committed to Georgia. That's nuts. To flip somebody like that to Vanderbilt just shows they just extended Clark Lee. Just shows, the possibilities. But real quick, somebody's on-3 projection just came in. The first round of the playoffs, they have North Texas playing Oregon, Bama against Ole Miss, Virginia at OU. I like that one.
Why? You want that lick back?
A little Shannon Morris revenge game, man. I like the matchup. That's all I'm gonna say. And then Notre Dame at A&M, and then
they want that lick back.
I would love to see that. But and then if that were the case, we'd play.
And I've been saying all year
in round 2.
And I've been saying all year that the Notre Dame team now would beat the A&M team.
Yeah, I would agree.
But maybe we'll see. We'll see.
The reason why I like the Notre Dame matchup for us is if we play them is because I think if you stop their run game, you can really
and you just hate Notre Dame.
You can really
you just want to
make them one-dimensional. And I think
I need y'all to play A&M.
We'll see.
I need y'all to play A&M, and I need y'all to do
running quarterbacks have given BV problems in the past, but I think we'd be all right.
I need y'all to baptize them boys.
Yeah, I think it'd be all right though.
He's the better John Mateer.
Mm-hmm.
Both have accuracy issues. I think he's just slightly better.
John's stuff is just mechanics. Like if he can, which I think he's going to clean up in the offseason.
I feel like Reed's kind of mechanics too. I feel like he kind of like his feet get the best of him.
No, I just think his processing is slow. I think he's just late. Like a lot of times he just like is kind of late with reads and then he throws it and then it's like
you're saying that boy
EBU. Dumb. No, I just think he's like hesitant. Like if it's not like clear as day,
yeah,
he doesn't like. I don't think he throws well with anticipation. But I think Mateer is immensely talented. And I also think he's like been banged up. And I think like that plus pressing, plus these, I think him next year, like we saw the best Mateer early on in the year. I think next year, the early on Mateer and the rest of the year, I think is going to be really good. I think he's going to be really good. And I'm glad he's going through this.
Unless Michael Hawkins take his spot because he's better.
Yeah, I mean, listen, he won't be at the program. I don't think he's going to be with the program next year because I mean, you just can't be saying stuff like that when you
finna be at LSU and
bro, you clinched a playoff spot. Like I get it, lobby for your kids, but like we have a playoff spot locked in, and we might need him if Mateer gets hurt or something or whatever. Like he's going in. So
what
like,
if he just said nah?
That would be crazy. What now, Neubauer? Here we go. But that's just crazy to me because it's like you're just putting the kid in a bad spot, and even if he does transfer, like you think these other coaches are going to want to deal with that nonsense? Like, there's no guarantee that you're going to transfer and he's going to be the guy. We saw it with Jackson Arnold. So that doesn't mean you're going to necessarily be the guy. So I don't know. I just think that's bad. Like, it just not look good. Because I saw Michael Hawkins lose this game in 5 minutes. Like
against South Carolina.
Yes, bro. Like the picks, like Mateer's picks were bad, but at least we were moving the ball. Hawkins' picks were so bad that we couldn't even make plays to stop them from scoring. We threw a pick 6 and we'd forced fumble. Then he threw a pick that was literally like Mateer's pick. Okay, bad throw, you're forcing it. There was a pick that Hawkins threw. He literally threw like a punt to the dude. So yeah, the dude lost us a home game in 5 minutes. Like, I don't want to hear anything. And he's not put anything on tape that I'm just like amazed by. Like he hasn't done anything that I'm just like, oh my God, like he's going to be very, very good. I think he has the tools to be good, but I just think he's going to be one of those QBs that won't be good until he's like a senior and he's been in college for like 5 years. Like that's just kind of like, I think the talent is there, but I mean, dude, he literally got one of our best receivers retire. Like he has to medically retire because he hit the wall. Like you threw a guy into the wall, and that's never happened in the stadium in 40 years. 40 years. We had to get some padding put up. Like that's what we need to be talking about when you're talking about benching Mateer. Like you getting receivers hurt. But that's enough of my rant on that. But
no, we went on a complete side tangent, and it started with Miami because I hate Carson Beck, and I don't think they deserve to get in. And Malachi Tony's the truth, and then he makes Carson Beck. But Miami was in control that whole game. It was close in the first quarter a little bit. Then Miami pulled away. So Pitt's out of that. And then next we got Oregon at Washington. A game that Oregon, it was, but Oregon was in control the whole game. The score was close, but Oregon dominated that game. I mean, they couldn't even throw the ball, much less run the ball. They got some, scores here and there, but the explosive plays or long drives were few, far, and in between. So Oregon dominated that game. They looked good. I am interested to see.
Looked good, man. He looked real good.
I just want to see them in the playoffs, man.
They're a good team, man.
That's all I want to see.
They're still doing it without elite wide. I mean, they don't got DeCorian Moore. They don't got some of the other guys, so they're still doing it kind of.
I one receiver. Who was that? That guy took off on that slant. That boy took it to the crib with the quickness.
Malik Benson, number 4.
Oh my god!
Yeah, he had a long of 64.
That boy took it to the crib with the quickness.
Yes, sir. That's that Oregon speed, man. That's what they like.
Yeah,
like those speed demons.
And he's gonna be at Texas next year.
Oh my God!
We need some. We just need speed again. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all have it. Apparently, I mean, y'all got recruited all these 5-star receivers.
That's world class.
I would hear from people fastest team in America. This and
Harbor, him, and that dude from Hawaii. That's world class speed. Satanga, that is world class speed. Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's a different speed.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
We talked about LSU, Oklahoma, Vandy, Tennessee. I mean, hey, man, I'll let you get your piece off on this one. You've been waiting.
What, on Vandy, Tennessee?
Yeah.
Listen, man, that boy Pavia went in there, put belt on them boys. He should be in New York. He said, "Bring me to New York." I think he's a Heisman finalist, and I'm not gonna lie, bro. I think he should win it. I do. I thought about this, and I thought about Julian Sand, and he's been doing good. And I thought about Mendoza, and he's been doing good. And it kind of feels like whoever balls out in the Big Ten championship is going to win it all, or win the Natty, or not Natty, win the Heisman. And I just look at what Pavia has done against better defenses than they have in the hardest conference in the country. Doing it at Vanderbilt, where you don't have elite guys. Maybe you have a couple NFL guys on the team. Maybe these guys are being overvalued now because they're winning, or maybe they're actually good. But the fact that he's putting up these numbers against elite teams, like going into their, especially on the road, like I really think what's helping his Heisman case for me is him going, like, yes, people are saying he put up numbers in garbage time, but he still threw for almost 400 yards against Texas, brought him back. And then, against Kentucky, he has 500 yards of offense. Against Tennessee, runs for 150, throws for damn near 300. Like, I think he should win the Heisman. And I don't think it's crazy to say. And I think, far as like most valuable player to his team, he's got to be the guy. Like, without what he's done for Vanderbilt, he's got Clark Lee extended. He's got a potential 5-star wanting to flip there. He's got the
10-win
season, maybe making the playoffs. Like, that's what I feel like the award should be about, is like who is valuable to their team and who's also putting up the numbers. And like when I look up his stat lines and other guys, I'm more blown away by his statistics. I look at Mendoza, Julian Sand, they put up good numbers. The completion percentage is good. Don't turn the ball over touchdowns. But like Pavia is like, when he's putting up like 5-6 touchdown
for
games,
me,
500 yards offense.
It's who it's against.
That also.
So I think he should win it, bro. Thing.
And I hope he does. I feel like he's not, because I feel like they're going to give it. I feel like he's like not likable. his family, this and that. So I feel like people are going to vote with, and I hate people who like look at the game like this. It's the same thing that Shador Sanders was going through. Like, I don't like him. Why? I don't know. He's just like annoying because he's cocky, because he's this and that. Bro, I look at like what he's doing on the field. He is a good football player.
Not only that, actually listen to his story.
100%.
Shador, I can understand that because they come from wealth and like privilege, so to say, and whatnot. But this guy had to get it out the mud.
100%.
Like he bet on himself everywhere he went.
100%.
And look where it got him. And I'm sure his family was kind of the same way. I mean, as far
100%.
as I know, Albuquerque, New Mexico isn't like a crazy rich place.
Yeah. He's projected to be a UDFA, which if you guys don't understand what that is undrafted free agent. But that was on another website. I'm going to like my website, my core website. Right now, he's projected to be the 10th. He's the 10th best quarterback prospect in this draft right now.
Who's ahead of him?
I think, and this is not updated. Ahead of him, Ty Simpson, Dante Moore, Mendoza, Nussmeier, Mayava, Mateer, Sellers, Klubnik, Levitt, Sam Levitt, and Diego Pavia.
Well, the only ones that are leaving are Nussmeier, Cade, and Ty Simpson.
Yeah, I mean, I could even see him staying because I think he has another year.
Because the other two, they just have to go.
Yeah, and Maeva could stay.
He's staying. He's not going.
Yeah, I think he's staying. But, I mean, hey, this website has him getting projected to get drafted in the third. I mean, listen.
To the Cowboys?
Boy, those jerseys would sell like crazy.
I buy one. Number 2?
For sure. You'd have to. He needed to throw on a visor, though. I'd need him to have a visor in the league. But no, man, I think he deserves a Heisman. I hope he gets it. I don't have a Heisman vote yet, but one day I aspire to have one, and Carlos aspires to have one, and I hope that the people do.
I'm penciling Arch.
I hope the people.
Bro, how are you gonna say Marcel's a Heisman winner when he has just as good as numbers as Marcel? What?
I mean, I'm not mad at it. I just laughed. I don't think it's.
And he played better than Marcel.
Crazy. Yeah, I don't think that's crazy.
Ended that talk quick.
But on to the last game of the weekend. It was the game. Ryan Day.
We missed Alabama Auburn.
Oh, we missed it? Okay.
The Iron Bowl.
We'll go to the Iron Bowl real quick.
I would just say this game was really good. The biggest thing was it was turnovers. Auburn had 5 turnovers this game, 4 fumbles and a pick. You're not going to win many games having 5 turnovers. And it was just the way they were turning the ball over. It's like, bro, come on. And I hate that the game ended the way it did because it's the last drive. Like, obviously, you want to see them drive down the field. Their best player they have fumbles the ball. And I'm just like, dude, why him? Anybody but him. But for it to end on a fumble the way that it did, like, it just sucked. But, hey, man, if Auburn can keep some of these guys together, man, they have a promising future. They have a great defense. The first game, beginning of the year, we thought that their defense was going to be ass just because of how that Baylor game went.
Yeah. No lie. We really did.
But all in all, it turned out to be one of the best defenses in the country. They played everybody well. They just couldn't score any points, and their offense went out 3 and out a lot. Word to J.A. And, they couldn't find their identity on offense, even though they have these weapons surrounding them. So if they can somehow, some way, find a way to keep those guys together, which I doubt they do, maybe the way Deuce Knight played inspires them to stay. I don't know, but they have a promising future. I just don't see how those guys are gonna want to stay. Cam already told me Cam Coleman's going to Oklahoma. He just didn't want to tell y'all that yet.
Yeah, listen, I don't know where he's going, but I just know that I thought Auburn kind of rattled Ty Simpson early in the game. And I thought they were able to get some pressure on him, and then he started making some plays. I mean, he didn't light the world up, but he did throw 3 touchdowns, all to the same guy, Otto Horton, and didn't turn the ball over. And that right there, I think Auburn had chances to beat them. They really did. But, still couldn't get it done. I thought the QB for Auburn, Daniels, I thought he played well. I thought he was a gamer. I thought he did what he could. The turnovers weren't really his fault. Got guys dropping passes, got guys fumbling, his receivers fumbling. But Alabama survives, man. They get to the SEC championship. They're going to be playing Georgia, and that's going to be a rematch. And this is a massive game because if Bama loses, I think they're out the playoff here, just because of the way that things were looking. But this is going to take us to the game, man. And Michigan and Ohio State, Ryan Day gets it done. And this game was pretty dominant. I mean, I know the first quarter, Michigan found some stuff in the ground game, was able to move the ball. But I think Ohio State was able to not only beat them in the physicality department, which we always say that's why they end up losing these games, is because they try to outmuscle them, they try to out-physical them, they try to be the bigger and badder team. And they ended up running the ball extremely well. Bo Jackson had over 150 yards, 160 yards. And Julian Sand, he didn't play great. He played it good enough. But, I thought, they used their wide receivers, the matchups they had. Tate Martell, damn. Cornell Tate and Jeremiah Smith, they were able to get them the ball early and often, make some explosive plays. And, they're able to win the game that way. And, Bryce Underwood struggled against one of the best defenses in the country, so that's understandable. But did not play up to par. And the game was pretty over relatively quickly. Weather was bad. It was cold. Snow was all in the field. It looks like big time Michigan Ohio State game. But I'm happy for Ryan Day, man. I know he won the national title last year, but you could tell that one meant a lot to him. He got pretty emotional. It's hard when you're at a school like he is, the expectations you have, and even though he won a national title, I'm sure he feels extremely relieved that he was able to finally punch one through the hoop and beat his rival and beat Michigan. And now, you have the year you have. Now you got to go play against an Indiana team, and then you get into the playoffs, and, could be the first team to go back-to-back since Georgia. So there's a lot for them to play for, but I feel like he feels relieved, and really there's no pressure now on him this year. Even if they lose in the playoffs, I think, obviously as good as the team is, I think Ohio State fans will be like, it is what it is. We won a natty last year. We beat Michigan this year. Like, it's all good. So I think that's good for him. No pressure going into the playoffs.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was close at the beginning, and then it's like second quarter and on. Really the second half. That's when you started to see Ohio State just kind of running away with it. They're just outclassed physically on the physical side of it. And then you had the controversial call as well. I don't know if that would have made a difference, but you had that. And I feel like once they scored that touchdown, that specific touchdown is kind of when a lot of momentum went away from Michigan. And then you had, what was it, Cornell Tate that had the 55-yarder? It was just towards the end, it was just an Ohio State dominance. There wasn't much to it, man. I said it last week on the show. You're going to see a young quarterback going up against a very, very, very complex defense, and it's going to be the second time he sees it all season. And he played how he played against Oklahoma. Nothing was really there, and he couldn't really do anything. And it showed, I mean, that's all it was, man.
100%. 100%. Man, last thing for me.
I mean, 8 for 18, 63 yards, and he went 6 carries, 1 yard. Like I said, he's going to face a high, complex defense, and it's not going to be pretty, and it wasn't. And I said that in the show, and that's why I said it was Ohio State's year. But yeah.
But man, with that being said, LSU hires Lane Kiffin real quick. How do you feel about this hire? What do you think is going to happen for him there? And how fast does he need to win there? And how fast do you think he will win there if he does?
How I feel about the hire, I feel like LSU, because you're getting a different coach. You're getting a great coach, but you're getting a coach that has fun and does his little antics. You're probably not used to that with the coaches that you've had in the past. I feel like maybe some of the older LSU fans may be like, what the hell is this guy doing? But you also have to know what you're getting when you hire Lane Kiffin. I think it's a great hire for them. Um, I know I've said what I said about Lane Kiffin in the past. With this new chapter, we'll see if that continues to be true or not.
Mm,
Um, it looks promising. He's going to have the offense that he always has. Now he has a defensive coordinator that is great at his job and knows how to run a very good defense. So if he can finally put the two pieces together, because I feel like that's kind of what he's been lacking. Because he's always in shootouts. He's always in games where he has to score more than the other person, and it's always usually 40 plus points.
mm-hmm.
So if he can finally get that defense together and still be able to do things on the offensive side of the ball like he always has, I mean, he's getting a great quarterback with Peyton Houston coming in.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who's going to be the quarterback next year. I doubt it's going to be Brand Bruin.
I bet it's Austin Simmons. I bet he follows him over there, and
That means he would have to leave baseball too. So that means he would have to.
But hey, it's LSU baseball. It's not like it's
but I'm saying that means he would have to probably have a spot on the baseball team, which
fair.
that means he would have to take somebody else's scholarship as well, because you don't get that many in baseball. So it depends on what he wants to play more. Is it football or is it baseball? Because he's a pitcher for baseball, and with him playing football, I mean, there's a player last year who played football for LSU and baseball for LSU, and he was a pitcher as well. But I think that guy's playing more baseball than football. So I think if he can get the defense part of it down, I think he wins pretty fast. I don't think he has to win fast, but I think he does win fast.
Yeah, I think he wins in the next 3 years. I think that's also. I think if he doesn't win in the next 4 to 5, I don't know if they fire him, but he needs to be making the playoffs after year 1. I think.
Yeah, I think year one he needs to make the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see what the roster looks like, but I think
there's no way we spend $18 million on this roster.
Yeah, we also just see what it looks like now. You can get good so fast. So like the expectations are going to be there. I mean, we lost a kid already that was committed to us, receiver that always wanted to go LSU as his dream school. I didn't really think we'd hold on to him, just because
we got some big recruits, baby.
But we've been recruiting like crazy, so I'm not worried about it.
2 5-stars coming.
We got the number one class in 2027 right now, and in 2026 we went all the way from like the 20s to like top 14, which is a great class because a lot of people were negatively recruiting against Brent.
Both of us
saying he was going to get fired, this and that. So top 15 class after that bullshit is amazing.
Both of us are recruiting well. The only thing that we're not recruiting well is the offensive line. That's where we're lacking. But everything else
hey, they said we might go get Gross, and woo, I need him. That dude is nice. And hey, listen, it's getting to that point in the time in the year where
I just feel like
recruiting's coming up, so we're talking about that a lot more.
I also feel like BV's just a trenches guy. That's why y'all.
Of course, that's what you need.
He on both sides of the ball. Like that's where he loves the trenches. I feel like he's a trenches guy, like defensive and offensive, and that's why y'all still been recruiting well on the offensive side of the ball, offensive line side of the ball, just because he loved them trenches.
100%, and you need it, and I think, I think we're starting to. I think since we're winning again, we're gonna start getting our pick of the litter at top end skill guys. Like we already got the number 5 running back. We might get Gross. We got Patet who committed. That dude looks like a freak. I'm super excited about that, and I think that this is why the sport is the best sport. You get the chaos you get this week with Lane Kiffin, the rivalries, the playoff scenarios. We're getting right into recruiting. Coaches getting fired left and right. I mean, we're going to talk about that a little bit more. If I had to grade each hire, I'd give Golish, get to Arkansas, and I'd give that probably like a B plus, A minus. I don't know. I don't really know how well that's going to be. I feel like Arkansas could have maybe swung a little bigger, but you get a proven guy from USF. So I think his leash will be a little longer. Hopefully they give him the resources. And then Summerall to Florida. I think that's as good of a hire as you could do. I actually like that hire at Florida better than Lane Kiffin there. I think Florida's issue has been like, I think they kind of need like a blue collar guy, kind of like a grinder. I'm not saying that, you know, Billy Napier wasn't that, but I think they needed a more of a defensive centered coach. Because I think like it's the University of Florida. I don't think offense will be an issue there because you're going to always have like skill guys. So I like that. I get that like an A minus. And then obviously the Lane Kiffin hire to LSU. That's an A plus. I mean, for LSU, that is a great hire for them. They go big fish. They drop their nuts on the table. They show that they're a potential blue blood, and they go get the guy they want to get. And now there's no excuses for Lane Kiffin. He has to win a natty there for it to be proven a success, especially the way he left Ole Miss and how messy it got. You can't go to LSU and just make playoffs and lose games. Like, it's LSU. You have to win natties. You have to get to a national title. Every single coach outside of Brian Kelly has won a national title there in our lifetime. If Ed O'Dron can win a national title, I mean, look at it. Every couple of years, LSU is going to have a generational team of talent at their disposal. You got to be able to capitalize on that. And I'll be sick if Peyton Houston is the one leading that team. But, you know, I'm happy that Peyton is able to play, hopefully play under Lane Kiffin. I think that's really good for Peyton.
That'd be a good.
Yeah, he'll get developed, and I think the skill set too. Like, I think from Peyton reminds me of like a Trinidad Chambliss kind of play style. I think he's gonna do really good there, and we'll see what happens in the near future. But yeah, he has to win fast, and because there's going to be immense pressure, and I cannot wait to see Ole Miss LSU next year. That game's going to be, they got to be game day. Hopefully Ole Miss is good enough to to be relevant still next year. So we'll see. But we know it was a little longer one for you guys. It's all good. We kind of
we didn't even get to touch about.
Go ahead.
The playoffs in general, like
Yeah, I feel like the episode after the show comes out will probably be better, just because we can kind of just see what the committee does. But I am curious to see like what they really do. Like,
you think the
show after this weekend will be?
Do you think this show
Sunday
matters, or do you think the show on Sunday matters? Obviously, the show on Sunday matters, but like
this show matters.
Where they rank Texas now, do you think that affects into Sunday, or do you think they just ranking us there for now and Sunday they're like, all right, they're in?
This show matters a lot, because I think if they rank y'all a certain way, it'll tell you what they're going to do. I don't know. I think it not only matters for y'all, I think it matters for Vandy, Notre Dame, and Miami, because I think it depends on where they rank certain teams, BYU as well. You're kind of like, okay, this is kind of you can kind of maybe see their thought process on things before, because really with this conference championship weekend, the only teams I think it could really affect potentially is Alabama. I don't think it will, but potentially Alabama, BYU, and then obviously the ACC. Big Tens is whatever. Like, I could see whoever. If that game's close, I could literally see Ohio State go to 2, or Indiana go to stay where they're at. I could see them literally not even dropping. Maybe getting jumped by Georgia if Georgia wins. Like, maybe Georgia goes to like 2 or something. But that game doesn't matter. I think they're both going to get a bye regardless. That's just kind of the years that they had, and also just how everyone else is looking. But yeah, man, I just think that's kind of good at what it's going to determine. Is just like what their thought process is and how they're going to rank the teams. Now, after Conference Championship weekend, it's Election Sunday. That's where it's going to be sweating. So I don't really know the Texas rooting guide. I think you need probably Alabama to lose. You probably need BYU to lose, and then you probably need Duke to win. And yeah, I think that's the only chaos that would probably be helpful. I don't really know what else would help y'all.
I mean, I think we should be in regardless, but
you think you should or shouldn't?
Should. Like,
now you think you should?
No. Well, like, I think we are one of the best 12 teams.
That's valid.
It's the way that we played all year. Is I can see why they leave us out and why I'm we don't deserve it.
It's been inconsistent.
Yes. But I think as of right now, we're one of the 12 best teams in America. I think we're a top 6 team in America. Me personally. Just the way that we look. Now when
Yeah.
they I don't like.
But it has to be
I don't
consistent
think
though. You can look like that, and then
it's
when
been
you play
it's been
when you play
consistent
Georgia,
in November.
you know what I'm
I will
saying?
say that the Georgia game it just sucks because the game was a lot. It's like the Vanderbilt Alabama game. The game was a lot closer than what it actually was. Especially the Georgia game was a lot closer than the Alabama Vanderbilt game actually was. It was 14-10 in the fourth quarter, and then they literally just got an onside kick and they milked the hell up the clock, scored a touchdown. We have to hurry up and throw the ball, so we go a quick 3-and-out. They have short field. They score again. Like it wasn't that much of a blowout as the score shows. Like it was 14-10. They got an onside kick, milked the clock. We tried to do something and we didn't. We go 3-and-out, and that was the game. Like I don't know. I feel like if you watched the game, that game was very close until it wasn't, obviously. But it wasn't until literally the fourth quarter with like 8 minutes left, if that, is when it got out of hand.
100%.
So, like, I understand what the score says, but if you actually watch the game, this is what they do, right? They watch these games, right?
Yeah, that's what they say.
They watch this. If you actually watch the game wasn't what the score showed. Same thing with Alabama Vanderbilt. If you actually watch the game, the game wasn't that. It's just you just got to do what you got to do. But I feel like losses shouldn't matter, man. If you're one of the 12 best teams, it shouldn't go off record. If you're one of the 12 best teams, you're one of the 12 best teams. As simple as that, man. Look at the NFL, man. I mean, you have people who go into the wild card and go win Super Bowl. Like,
100%.
It is what it is, man. If you're one of the 12 best teams, you're one of the 12 best teams. It's that simple. And we're one of the 12 best teams. So
no, 100%. I agree.
Like we beat A&M in the playoffs. We beat Oklahoma in the playoffs. We beat Vanderbilt. I'm going to assume that they make the playoffs.
We'll see. I don't feel great about it.
I just don't see how they can be kept out. I just don't.
Yeah, they did leave a statement, man.
I
just think Pavia is entertaining enough to where it's like people want to see that in the playoff, and it's going to be good for ratings. Y'all are obviously going to be great for ratings too, but I'm just saying like they're going to be good too.
Oh, we're going to be the best for ratings, and that's not even being like it's just as big as our brand is.
Y'all weren't the top watch team this year.
No, but as big as our brand is, and with the player that we have at running the helm, like. Duh.
Alabama was the top watch team this year, then Georgia, Tennessee, Texas.
Well, it's because of the games that they played. Like you had Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee, Alabama, Oklahoma, Alabama, Vanderbilt, Alabama.
Y'all had Ohio State. Hey, y'all had the prime spotlight week one.
That was the most viewed game by a mile.
These clowns said Oklahoma wasn't a premier brand. They said
we're going to be the show.
No, I got to get my piece off real quick because I waited all year, real quick. 10-2. I said we was gonna be 10-2 until we weren't. They were saying we were gonna be 6-6. All these clowns, bro, who do not watch football, who just think Oklahoma was gonna be bad. The Brandon Walkers getting called out, getting.
I said y'all were gonna be good and make the playoffs.
Listen. There was no reason to think this if you know what football was happening. If you knew Oklahoma went through catastrophic injuries last year and we had historic bad offense, and yes, the offense isn't great this year, but at least John throws the football. Jackson Arnold going to just hold on to it and get sacked. So listen, there was no reason to think this. Oklahoma was always going to adapt and adjust. And ever since we brought in Nagy, look at what he's doing with his first full year. Actually able to recruit. Number one class right now in 2027. It's early, but the evaluations are there because even the guys we've offered in 2026 and 2027 shoot up the rankings when they readjust. That's why he's the best in the business, and that's why we were further ahead than any program in the country, and that's why everyone's adopting the model that we have. And that's why Oklahoma's always been good because we always adapt and we always execute.
Bro, I'm looking at DJ. I'm sorry, I cut you off.
No,
Go
you're
ahead,
good.
finish.
So when you see us in the playoffs and you say we're going to lose, just know one thing, hard to kill. Simple. I need that hoodie. Go ahead, Carlos.
I'm looking at DJ Lagway's stats. In no other game did he throw 300 yards. In no other game did he come close to 75% completion percentage.
He had to go off, bro. He had to go off on his home state, man.
In no other game did he do that.
He had to let y'all know, man.
21 for 28, 298.
He had to let y'all know, man.
Piss me off, man.
He had to let y'all know, man.
All right, man. It was a longer one, but it was a good one. We'll come back here Wednesday, I believe, after the college football playoff show, which, look, man, it's going to be frustrating not making it, but I can't be too mad at it. You just got to win your games, man. Have Florida. Everybody else beat Florida. Why couldn't we? That's what I keep telling myself. Everybody else did it. Why couldn't we? As bad as
100%.
LSU was, they did it.
100%. You got to take care of business. But yeah, man, it's exciting. This year flew by, but me and Carlos.
As bad as Kentucky was, they did it.
Yeah.
Like, why not us?
Me and Carlos, this will probably be. We'll probably do another the morning. We'll probably do more morning afters. This probably won't be the last one. Like we'll do one after this weekend, and then we'll do one after the first weekend of play, like every playoff weekend. But they'll be more spread out. But we're going to be consistent this offseason. We're not going to take a long break. We're going to record probably just once a week. It'll probably be a longer episode, kind of like this, where we just talk about different things. And then I think we'll maybe do like, if some big news happens, be like, hey, Carlos, let's jump on a call real quick and we'll talk for 5 or 10 minutes about whatever just happened, make something quick for you guys. But we're going to be consistent, man. And, you know, we want to build a little community over the offseason because I feel like that's where the momentum really happens. I feel like everyone just is anxious. They want football news or just finding something to listen to. And I feel like we can actually grow more during that time because that's when people like don't record as much or maybe, you know, so I feel like that's going to be a good opportunity for us. So yeah, man, it's been a good year. All in all, Carl still has a chance to win 10 games this year. You know, we won 10 games. So, you know, regardless of Carl's and them don't make the playoffs or not, I still think it would be a success, especially for Texas. Like, yes, it was a disappointment as far as the expectations where you were ranked, but to be able to say you beat your two best rivals or two biggest rivals and, you know, they weren't sorry either, right? Like both teams will be in the playoffs. You know, Arkansas, it's whatever. Like that's a rival. You beat them good enough. But, you know, you feel good about everything you have coming back. You feel good about the offensive line, the strides they took, the strides Arch took. So you feel good about what the future holds, you know? So, but yeah, man, it's a longer episode, you know, thank you guys. You stick around. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, man. We're at 1,050 subs. So let's get to 1,100, man, before the playoffs start.
Yes, sir. Awesome. Yes, sir. If you made it this far, so yeah, podcast Wednesday, Thursday Night Football. Cam and I will be live. The boys are back on, baby.
Mm-hmm. Who's playing Thursday?
The boys.
Oh yeah, that's right. Let's go.
Boys and Lions.
Oh, that's a banger.
Yes,
that's a banger. All right, so we'll catch y'all, man.
That'll do it for our boys over here to Opinionated. As always, man, you hold them high and you hold them proud because we just bent little brother over, man. Hook 'em.
Boomer.